Welcome, everyone, to episode 10 of the Behind the Straps podcast. Once again, my name is Rama, Peroo, joined as always by Cowley Tiger Hall of Famer, Coach Dave Burroughs. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, we got a really great guest with us. As always, today's guest is another national champion coach and a person that's had a famed cheer career and also more than 30 years in multitude of positions here at Cowley College. Our guest today is Kristi Shaw. Kristi, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's been a pleasure of us to be able to get you on here because I know you're going to be only here at the school for a few more months. So
Yes.
sad to say Kristi's going to be retiring June 1st, but congratulations to you. I know you're a
So
busy
much.
person and you've done so many great things here at the school. It'll be well worth you to have an opportunity to enjoy a little downtime. But let's start kind of where it all began for you. Can you tell us where you were born and raised and what kind of activities and things were you involved in as a kid growing up?
Well, I was born in Norcator, Kansas. My dad was an ag teacher and coach. And then he transferred us on to Norton, where he was an ag teacher as well there, and then Ashland, Kansas, where he was the Clark County Extension agent. Then after that, we moved to Buffalo, Oklahoma, and then eventually we moved to Moreland, Oklahoma, and that is where I went to grade school. And then my parents separated and divorced, and then we moved to Conoway, Oklahoma. So I graduated from Conoway, Oklahoma in 1988. And then while in high school, I cheered and I ran track. I played ball during the summertime. I was on a travel league, softball. But my passion really has always been track and field. I was a sprinter, hurdler, and jumper. I got a full ride out of Tabor, to go to Tabor right out of college and Northwestern Oklahoma State and OSU. I decided to go to Tabor, lasted there for about 2 years. And then I went to Northwestern and ran there a year, went to OSU and ran there a year. And during that time when I was running at OSU, college algebra wasn't my thing. So that's where I was introduced to Cowley College. I came here and got my human anatomy, physiology, and biology, and college algebra. Went back, and that's where I met Brian Shaw, my late husband. So that's kind of how it all transpired. But as far as me growing up as a child, highly, highly competitive. I very rarely would a boy outrun me in a race.
Mm-hmm.
I remember having my Tony Dorsett cleats, and I put those on, and I could fly.
Oh, yeah.
Track and field has always kind of been my first love and passion, and then, of course, cheer. But as a high school, growing up in Conoway, Oklahoma, not much to do there. But, play sports and cheer. And like I said, I played ball all summer long, all the way until I graduated from college. I always had a group of girls. I had a couple friends that played ball at OU and would come on when we'd travel and play ball together. So sports, always high on my list as far as high levels of athleticism. Even who I ever dated, they had to be a good athlete. So
Well, last week on our show, we had Cowley Track head coach Cam Reith on the show. And, Coach, we know runners are a little different breed, aren't they? We kind of mentioned that with Coach last week.
Yeah, it sounds like science fiction to me to go out and run for no reason. No one's chasing you. Why are you running for? It don't
no,
make
I
any
used to
sense.
go to camp all the time at Northeastern, and my friends were like, Kristi, why in the heck would you go to camp to go run? Well, Coach Stone is one of the better coaches that I was a sprinter's coach from the University of Arkansas. So he saw something in me that was, not typical of, my size, and I ran the hurdles, 400 hurdles in college, 55 indoors, so always pretty quick on my feet.
Yeah.
So that was really my first passion, was track and field.
Terrific. Did you have any siblings growing up?
Yeah, my sister went to school and graduated from Oklahoma State. My brother graduated at Northwestern Oklahoma State, so they both live in Moreland, Oklahoma.
Okay.
So they kind of are where my roots are, they're still there.
Were they athletic as well, or did
Yeah,
they
my
help
brother
push you
actually,
when you were growing
my
up?
brother played baseball and tennis at Seward. And then my sister, no, she was into pretty much the arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, you mentioned a little bit about coming to Cowley, and whenever you were here at the school, what was that experience like for you? I mean, obviously, it helped you be able to go back on and continue your
Yes,
education. But
yes.
what was that experience like here at Cowley?
It was good, but I mean, I kind of considered I didn't do the student life or any of that. It was just, actually, I met Brooke Baird at the time, helped me get through college algebra. She was in one of my classes. So when I ended up getting married and moving to Ark City, it was kind of cool to know that I, had met Brooke in college algebra, and here she is teaching college algebra. So yeah, I mean, it was just really basically just to get my grades. I passed college algebra with a C, and I was grateful for that. And then I had Dr. Schoen as my biology teacher, and passed that with a B. So that transferred on and helped me get my degree. So that's all that mattered.
Terrific. Well, you ended up coming back to Cowley but what was, after you graduated from college, what was kind of the transition from there, and how did you end up back at Cowley as an employee?
So in 1993, actually 1992, I was introduced to Brian Shaw. Brian was playing baseball for Coach Phillips in Alvat Northwestern, and he introduced us, and we kind of hit it off. He's like, Shaw, she's a little short, but she's a spitfire, and she's cute, so I think you need to check her out. So I thought that was nice of Coach Phillips. So, and yeah, we hit it off, and I mean, actually, we got married in 1993 in November, and he got a job here in Arc City, at the middle school, coaching and teaching, and then we made our home here, and our first little rental home was on 2nd Street, and then 2 years later, we had Halston, and when we were first married, I managed Maurice's store in Ponca City.
Okay.
And then, man, it was $7.25 an hour. I'm like, my God, I thought it was a rock star.
I hear you.
And, looking back, that was really where I really developed what I wanted to do with my degree, which is in psychology and then phys ed, health and wellness. But motivating my employees for better productivity. What can we do? How do I attain workers and have that relationship with them to be able to go out and sell? So my competitiveness was even in sales. So I had worked when I was in college for a place called Mega Movies. And so I had a great relationship with the owner. And he's like, Kristi, hey, this was when I was still at Mega Movies. Maurice says he still kept in contact with me. I have an idea. I want to bring a Mega Movie store to Arc City, and I want you to manage it. And I'm going to put one in Blackwell, and I'm going to put one in Winfield as well. Yeah. And I'd like for you to be able to supervise those stores. So I helped bring the one in Arc City and put that up, and I did that for about 5 years and highly enjoyed it, the sales piece of it, the customers coming in. So a lot of people that I met was that foundation of Mega Movies. And then had Halston, and Brian then got transferred to Winfield to teach and coach, got a job over there. But we had Halston in 95, and a job availability opened up in Cowley. And I'm like, golly, I want to be able to work there because then I'll be able to spend more time, still go watch Brian coach. So I put in my application for admissions as an admissions rep, and I didn't get that position. Conrad, you remember Conrad, Dr. Stallnaker, Jody Arnett. Jody, I had gotten into a sorority here in Arc City, and so I had met her there, and she's like, I think you'd be a great fit. And so I had an interview. It was the director, gender equity director. It was a Carl Perkins grant.
Okay.
And that was going out into the schools and for math and science, really promoting gender equity as far as females going into firefighter, like math and science, high levels of STEM classes. So then I would go to the schools and make sure that the equity for male and female were being taught kind of the same. And kind of that's where Careers on Wheels started. A lot of the student to work, like work to student careers to work was created during that time. That was in 97. That's when I was hired at Cowley. And then that grant kind of fizzled out. During that time, in 2000, Dr. Pat McAtee, which I truly love Dr. Pat, he came to me and said, Kristi, hey, we want to be able to get the cheerleaders going. What we know your background is in cheer. What can you do for us? And I'm like, let's do it. Yeah. So during that time, that would have been in 2000, I decided, okay, in the state of Kansas, not much high competition in reference to cheer. From Oklahoma, yes. Kansas, not so much. So I decided to work with the rec center to see if I could have my own program as a feeder program and coach and have my own cheer gym, all-star cheer gym, and feed these students into Cowley. And that is exactly what I did for 10 years. And I've got two right now that are on the sidelines. Our two coaches came from me, having coached me, which are Brandon and Coach Hawley. They both were on my all-star cheer program. So I'd say hundreds of students athletes have came through my program at Advanced Cheer Crew and then have gone on to either cheer or go to school here at Cowley. So that's kind of where it all started. But I've always done more than one thing at Cowley. I was the director of student life when I was the head cheerleading coach. After cheer, I coached track and field. I brought track and field to Cowley. I was one of the first coaches to do that. For 2 years, I coached the sprinters, hurdlers, and jumpers, men and women. So a lot of transitions in a lot of my roles. GED chief examiner for Cowley and Sumner County. I help Andre Schmidt run the Coach Spence's wife.
Yes.
What's her last name?
Spence.
Spence, yeah. Run the wellness center with Gina McCowan.
Yeah.
So a lot of things I've done at Cowley. Director of Student Life, Executive Director of Student Services, Vice President of Student Affairs.
Yeah.
And now I'm back full circle, kind of where I started in Student Services.
Well,
Yeah.
worn so many hats here at the school and does so
have.
many things. Coach, what was your first impression whenever you met Kristi Shaw? And, obviously you've dealt with a lot of really good coaches, and she came right in and fit right in with that mold with those coaches and and had unbelievable success in that 10-year
I was pretty
time.
fortunate. I had a front row seat to all this.
You
so
did.
I remember all this very vividly. So, but you know what? Positive energy was flowing, and it was easy to. It was contagious. Her players bought into it, and other coaches bought into it, and other people on campus. And like I said, that kind of positive energy just doesn't come all the time. But I will say one thing that I have learned today. She said she got recruited by Tabor, Northwestern, and Oklahoma State. Well, Kristi was a trendsetter there too, because the portal hasn't been even thought of back when she was in school. She tried all three of them all at one time. How much money did you make out of all those transfers?
A lot.
Did you?
A lot.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot.
We
And I'm
appreciate
still
you
getting
doing
back.
Yeah. So, like, wow. I mean, she just, whoever recruited me went. I mean, I wish I'd have recruited her here.
Oh, goodness.
It would have been a good move. So
Yeah.
she would have came. There's no question about it.
Well, Kristi, you mentioned your cheer clubs, and so tell us a little bit about that. I mean, you started that back in 2000, like you say, and to kind of funnel those kids in here to Cowley, and you've got to still take great pride in seeing the coaches that are leading the program.
I do.
So tell us a little bit about your involvement with the cheer program now, and your work that you do in Arc City and elsewhere with cheer.
Well, in 2000 when I started it, Brian's like, babe, just go find a hobby, because he was, doing his thing out the country club, playing and everything. And I'm like, okay, I will. And about this time, Halston at least was about 6 years old. So she was coached by me and was doing dance and with Arc City Dance. But I wanted to get her to have the tumbling and the gymnastics piece. I was a tumbler myself. So I started it with 12 little kids in the basement of Arc City Rec. And then before I knew it, it started growing. And then I had 50, and then I had 75. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we were outgrowing the Arc City Rec.
Yeah.
So Anthony Salas at the time, I had 2 of his daughters. And he's like, Kristi, hey, the Old Total Clubhouse, the Fraternal Order of Police owns that. It's kind of a terrible, building, kind of from the flood of 95. It was totally nasty. He said, but I think you could go in there and get it slicked up, and it could be a great gym for you. So that is what I did with all these parents. They came down, and we just totally gutted the building. Nicole Murphy's mom and dad, Jeff and Heather, and the star. I mean, just a lot of key people in my life that I started. Ashley Feckner, a lot of people that came in and said, hey, Kristi, we want you to be able to do this for our youth. So I rented it for $100 a month from the FOP, and then an opportunity came in 2013 when Total sold it to Valero. Total sold it to the FOP. FOP said, Kristi, hey, you want to buy this from Valero? We'll sell it to you for $13,000. And I'm like, sold.
Great.
So, and it just has continuously grown. I began to get more kids from Oklahoma, the Wichita area. So at one time I was at about 200 rec and competitive kids. Right now I'm setting out about 75, but the bulk of my kids are from Oklahoma. But I moved my cheer gym to Ponca, a city, just because, like I said, most of my kids were that way.
Yeah.
So a lot of my kids though go on and cheer at the D1, D2 level. I've got 2 right now that just won a big time championship. Kennedy Denson and Aislinn Brantley just won WSU last year. They're preparing again for this year. So yeah, Halston, my oldest daughter, went on to cheer at K-State. Hadley cheered at K-State. So both of my daughters were cheered underneath me all their life. So it was a great, great thing to be able to coach my kids, to be able to go do what they wanted to do at the D1 level. Halston was like, got to be able to be right along the side of Coach Snyder at media days, promoting K-State. So that was kind of exciting. He actually signed a ball for me when Brian passed away. So yeah, I mean, cheer's been a huge part of my life.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your late husband, Brian. Coach and I both were fortunate to get to know Brian. I really, really, appreciated him as a man and a person, appreciated his friendship.
He loved you.
I had an opportunity to coach my son in tennis, and that was something that was invaluable to me and my son. So just want you to know that, we love Brian. And but can you tell us, to lose a husband, to lose someone that you're so close to, I can't imagine. But for you to continue to go on with your life and have the positivity that Coach says, you've got this energy about you. Obviously that's something you never want to go through, but how have you been able to move past that and be able to continue to have the positive spirit that you do?
Well, I'm really strong in resiliency, in perseverance, and Brian and I both instilled that in both Halston and Hadley. When things happen in your life, you just can't lay down and say, okay, I'm giving up. Has it been challenging? Yes, absolutely. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss my old life. But I know that he would want me to go on. Am I ever going to get married again? Absolutely not. I just have no desire to get married ever again. But he left so many things in my life that I learned from him, like not backing down, that you're attacking something head on. Stand up for yourself. Actually, when we first started dating, he would say things, just the Shaws in general, say things, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I would take it personally, and then I'm like, no, that has given me armor to like push through my everyday life by things that, Kristi, what are you doing? Why are you letting them affect you like that? Other people, get up, stand up for yourself, put the armor on and be like, no, own it and move forward. So those are the things that I feel like he has instilled within me as far as being his wife, as in, you can do this. Every now and then I'm like, gosh, why is the house so cold? Well, he's always the one that did the thermostat. If you're cold, you put more clothes on. Put more clothes on. If you're hot, take some off. So for the longest time, there's still things when you are united with one person. If you don't like onions, we're not going to eat onions. So I'm really still, even after 8 years of him passing, I'm still trying to figure out who Kristi Shaw really is, because you spend half your life with someone and then that's ripped away from you. You're like, dang, okay. Things that I wish that I could ask him now, like, babe, do you think I should be retiring right now? Do you think this is a smart move? All those things are now on my own, right? Where you don't have somebody to speak with about that on the rest of your life.
Right.
So, he taught me so much. Both of him and I were both highly, highly competitive. I am like severe, and he's off the chart. So, we'd go out and play tennis or whatever, and I'm like, okay, if we're going out there, you're not going to be slamming the ball, and we're not going out there and playing. Either give it at all, or we're not going. Yeah. Period. So, of course, I never won. I even asked him, would you let me win just one time? He's like, no, I'm not. Even just, bringing a balloon home from the girl's birthday party and just hitting it. We sit there and hit that balloon for an hour and a half. Just stuff like that most people in the relationship, don't get it. But both him and I were both high. Even when we fought, it was whoever could slam the door the first. Like, nope. Okay.
Want to be the winner in anything.
Be the winner in anything we did.
So
we both instilled that in our two children as well. So I am starting to maybe simmer down a little bit, but not that much, but enough to know what I want to do in life.
Yeah, well, and it brought me back to when Brian was a football coach there at Winfield. I had an opportunity to cover his teams there, and then, like I say, with my son with tennis, and I can see that competitiveness in anything. So, and that's a great trait, though.
Yes.
And Coach, do you have anything you want to add to that, or? I know I'd also like to ask you, Kristi, too, though, about your daughters. You seem very proud of what they're going on to accomplish. So if you want to tell us a little bit about maybe what they're up to right now.
Well, Halston is in Rogers, Arkansas. She just had her first little baby, so I'm a grandma. My name's Kiki.
Congrats.
She's 3 months old, so she teaches fifth grade actually in Rogers, Arkansas, and she isn't coaching now, but she had been coaching at a cheer gym called Infinity, which is high levels of cheer. And then Sam, her husband, is a chiropractor in downtown Rogers, and so they do really, really well. And then Hadley, she is all about health, wellness, nutrition, the overall well-being. She has her own business, so she does a lot of athletes and a lot of people that aren't athletes as well. She has lots of clients. She does diets, just health and wellness overall, hormonal therapy. She's very, very bright on. Her dad would be so proud of her. So she lifts every day, power builder, and just highly, highly intelligent in reference to health and wellness.
Wonderful. Glad to hear they're doing so good.
Yep, their dad would be proud of him as well.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the thing I took out of it, you talk about the new normal after something happens like that, because we've all faced tragedy and it's difficult. So, and I grew closer to Tom during that time because we lived right down the street from each other, and he'd ride that big old high bicycle down there and stop on my front porch, and we would just talk.
Yep.
Because I understood where he was coming from, and he understood where I was coming from. So, but you've definitely come through the other side, and you thrived through it. But the normal is different now, for sure.
It is. It is very, very different. But you have to push through. You have to get through it. I want my daughters to see, hey, Mom's strong. We can persevere, and we're resilient because we see that in her. So that's really, some days I'm like, golly, I've got my event center, I've got the cheer gym, I got all my 24/7, 7 days a week at Cowley. Sometimes I'm like, what am I doing? Like, is this for real? And then I just have to take a look back and be like, okay, what is my why in this world? Why do I do what I do? Why does Kristi Shaw feel as if she needs? It's because my why is I want to make a difference in the lives of people.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that happened to me was someone told me after that what we lived through as our family was somebody goes, hey, Coach Dave, somebody's watching you every day. And that resonated with me. That kind of left me where I had to be, I didn't want to very often, but, you had to put on a game face, basically. And sometimes it's a false game face. But that kind of going like, oh, my gosh, somebody's watching me, and I don't want everybody to see that I'm falling apart, because on the inside I was falling apart. But on the outside I had to put up a happy face. And, but we both know what that's all about. We both lived through it for each other, with each other.
We
So.
did. For sure.
It's just part of the game that we got dealt, for sure. But I do miss Tom, though.
Yeah, I miss him too.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with him.
He's a great man.
Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of him. So going to football games or whatever, they were special because you sit out there at the picnic table when the new field came along, and I get play-by-play from him, and it was entertaining. So Howard Cosell had nothing on him, I'll tell you that much right now.
At all.
Well, Kristi, you became a certified strengths quest coach as well as a working genius trainer. What led you to obtain those certificates? And tell us a little bit about, you became a motivational speaker too, on top of all the other things that you do.
Yep. I just feel like I have a story to tell. I've gone through quite a bit.
Yeah.
But mainly the working genius and the strengths quest is I like to go out corporately and sell my, consulting by Kristi, and find attrition and gaps, why there's high levels of turnover in a business. Like, why is there so much turnover? So really being able to take a deeper dive within the staff and faculty. It can be at the college level as well, institutional. But why is it that we are having people not satisfied within the role? So both of those trainings, certifications are in reference to identifying what your strengths are. So making, Rama and Coach Dave and Kris the best versions of who you can be based off on what your strengths are. Mm-hmm. I'm not one to focus on weaknesses. We know what our weaknesses are. I don't think I need you to tell me what they are. I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the good and the wow factor of who you are. And I want to polish those up so when you come to work every day, that you're like the best version of Rama there is. So that is what Working Genius is. Strengths Quest is, identifiable of the top 34 strengths that you have, and then really honing in if wherever you're getting ready to go get a job at, or when you're employing people, that you have the right fit with that job per se. And then working genius is it's based off widget, which is wonder, and then ideation, and then discernment, galvanizing, enablement, and tenacity. So all of those are widget that makes the work environment move. So for instance, mine, I'm very strong in discernment, like, I wonder what, if we did it this way or that way, if it will work. So the first part is wonder, like, I have this idea, this wonder of we could do this better. And then that somebody comes along with the ideation saying, hey, I have a great idea off what your wonder of making something happen. And then that comes down to the discernment, meaning, hey, I love that idea, but have you thought about this, and this? And then my galvanizing, it's what I'm strong in, that's my number 2. Galvanizing, hey guys, let's go make this happen. We can do this. Rallying the troops. And then you have the enablement, as in people that are wanting to help get the job done. And then you have the tenacity people that are wanting to, hey, start to finish people. Let's get it done. Let's go make it happen. That's not mine. I'll be up here in the clouds, and I'll be cheering the people on, but I need somebody that goes and gets it done so that I can be back up here with the ideation and the wonder piece of it. So that is called working genius, that piece of it. So I just actually did a training last spring for CanPAC where I went in and did their upper level management on these things, meaning we have these higher upper level management. Are we utilizing them in the best effective way to make sure that they are, the people that are working for them, that they are meeting the needs of their people and holding them engaged so they want to come to work every day? Because to me, that's what it's all about.
For sure.
Is wanting to come to work and feeling valued about what you bring to the table, and like identifying, my gosh, Rama's so good at this, Coach Dave's so good at this, let me go towards them because I know they're good at it and I know they're going to get the job done and they're going to get the job done right. So those are really what my motivational topics are as far as corporately, but I'm getting ready to do 3 presentations coming up, and most of them are in reference to the motivation piece, because that's what my degree is psychology with emphasis in motivational.
Terrific. Wow. I mean, learning a lot about Kristi. I already thought she was busy enough with all the things she does.
I just learned something today, too. I didn't know she had a psychology degree because I have a background in that as well. After I got through playing, I thought, what am I going to do to help me be able to manage people?
Yes, and don't you feel like with that, it has helped you?
There's no question it's helped me. That I try to think outside the box a little bit more, but the thing about coaching, it's not coaching the X's and O's, it's managing people, and it's managing the things around the game, not the game itself sometimes. So,
right. And when you can know what your players are and how they're motivated,
and what,
and I mean, the sky's the limit.
What makes them go for sure. So now it all came clear to me. Now I realize why we're both so messed up in the head.
Exactly.
We're both psychology people, like, oh, Lordy. Now I feel better about myself.
Doing good, Coach Dave.
Well, Kristi, in 2020, you were named one of the top 25 women coaches in Wichita by the Wichita Sports Commission. That's a great honor. But can you tell me what that honor means to you, and how do you feel about the changes that have come about in women's athletics since you first started as a student athlete?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I was nominated for that, and then people just kept voting me in. I mean, I've got a big presence in Wichita. As a cheer coach, you kind of, everybody kind of know who you are if you're in the gym setting. It has changed a lot as far as the female athlete and everything that's gone from even 5 years ago.
Right.
A lot of things have changed. But one thing that has remained the same, and that is the high level of competitiveness of wanting to win. I still think it's there, probably heightened more than it ever has been. There's a lot of things that have gone in the world as far as equity goes.
Right. Sure.
And my stance on some of those things are, I'm female strong, I can do anything. Is the man body stronger? Of course, I feel as if so. But there's some things too that we see differently in, as far as our lens. Having coached men and women, it's all about the motivation piece. It doesn't have anything to me in my mind to have to do with the gender piece of it. And a lot of that has came to play, and I know that for a fact because I've coached both genders. It's just a different style on how you motivate. I've had coach boys who are like, Coach Krisi, man, you've been the best coach I've ever had. I mean, why is that? Because you've met my needs emotionally and mentally. not just, pushing me to the limit, but setting the standard so high that the sky's the limit.
Sure.
That was what I was going to add. It's not about it's about motivating, but it's also about communication too. And if you can't communicate with people, then you're in trouble.
But when kids come back to you, Coach Dave, and they're like, man, I'm so glad that you pushed me, past my capacity, that is where I feel like the change has kind of occurred within the last 6 years, because I see a lot of kids that are just giving up, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't have a passion to want to go out, and like the competitiveness, I think, is still in there, but the perseverance and the resiliency is very low.
They don't have enough tools in their toolbox to get them through that hard stage. Is what that's the problem in my mind, right? That's the difference.
Totally agree.
That's the difference in my mind for sure.
I got a question for you that just popped into my head too. But so when you were as the cheer coach, you had an office down in the basement at the gym. So you were down there with Coach Dave and Larry Gross and Ed Hargrove. And I mean, and you have Tom Saya and Dr. Pat's leadership too. What was that whole experience like? I mean,
can I just tell you, it was, out of all my chapters of my life at Cowley, those were my best chapters of my life. I mean, I had, Coach Dave, Lefty, Coach Darren, Coach Todd, Smithson, Randy, Coach Eck. I mean, I love him. He'll always hold a special place in my heart. A lot of big coaches that,
yourself included. I mean, it's just amazing.
Coach Joe, she's one of my, she's still one of my best friends. I mean, Sandy Weimers. I mean, I can't describe it. Lindsay. I mean, it was just like a sisterhood and brotherhood. I mean, Tom, Kristi. I mean, it was just the real deal. There was no, winning. I remember going where you could even stand anywhere in the gym. I mean, it was just a packed house. Crazy times because of high levels of, competition. And our coaches, they're still that way. It was a good time.
We worked off each other, though. I think
we really did.
I really did. It was a special time, and you had to be there to enjoy it the most. But there was crazy times, but there was a lot of fun times though too. So we learned as much from each other as we did. I learned much from talking to Kristi or watching Kristi or talking to Darren Spence or watching how he. There you go again. Somebody's always watching you, and we were motivated by each other's success because you didn't want to be that person that dropped the ball.
Yes.
There's a lot of Hall of Fame coaches up and down that hallway for sure.
Yep. So it was a great time.
Oh, that's wonderful. And those were great times, amazing times. But when you have some free time, which seems like I don't know how you do, but when you do have some free time, what are some hobbies you have?
Well, I built a brand new home in Wichita, so after Brian passed away, I just, I wanted to start fresh. So I drive back and forth every day. They always tell you not to do anything too crazy. Well, I did. And Coach Dave would be like, Kristi, why are you cutting your hair that short? So I did some crazy things, in the the 3-year period of time. That was probably one of them, is buying a house and building in Wichita. But I have a beautiful pool in the backyard, and I love to garden. I have 2 fun, loving little French bulldogs, and so I love doing that. And I love to exercise, which I need to get back on the wagon on that, because Hadley's like, Mom, you don't bitch about it if you don't want to get, better, you know how she does.
They're a bad endorsement for her. Like, look, you can't even get your mom motivated to be healthy. What's the deal?
I don't got no time, Coach. She said, well, wake up earlier. I can't. I'm tired. So I don't know. Those are some things I enjoy. I love gardening and, dancing and working out, and all those things are joys to me.
Sure.
But I can't wait to be able to do some of those. Like Coach Dave said earlier, I can't wait to just do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. If I don't want to do this today, I don't have to.
Wherever the wind takes me, that's where I'm going to wind up today for sure.
Right.
Drinking my coffee. I'm not really big on a book reading or any of those types of things. But, creating, crafty, gardening, all those things I enjoy doing.
Terrific. Well, and we haven't even touched on this, but you recently opened the Kristi Shaw Events Center also in Ark City. So tell us about what that event center offers and what led you to, take on that endeavor.
Well, after I decided to move my gym to Ponca, I just felt like it was, the best of my business move. I started thinking to myself, like, what could I do with this building that, for one, would give me something that I love to do and something that I'm good at. And I love to hold parties. I love to plan events. That's kind of been what my life was at Cowley, was, director of student life. So I decided to redo it all inside, nice flooring, go in and just kind of gut it. And I have been open now. This will be my 3rd year.
3rd year. Okay. Wow.
And it's going great. I'm booked almost every weekend. I've got weddings booked out to 2028.
Terrific.
So I'm starting to now like, hey, I can help you with this, decorating, the linens, this, on birthday parties. What can I help you with? So all my packages, it holds between 320 and 340 people. So yeah, brides and grooms, and I have a party area, and I've got a big, nice outdoor backyard that is beautiful with a beautiful garden area, and it's just really, really nice. So I can't wait to get my hands in all of that and really, really love doing what I like, what I really have a passion for doing.
Terrific. Music interests. Say you're just driving back home to Wichita or driving here. What would you usually have on the radio?
I would probably have my number one group. I know this is crazy, but my number one group is probably the Eagles.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah.
And then probably, I don't know, I'm a rock and roll chick, so probably Def Leppard, Poison.
Love it.
Any of the harder rock stuff, I'm kind of like that. And then country, I do like country as well. Can't live in Western Oklahoma and not like country.
Yeah, that's true. You know, the Eagles have been playing down at the Sphere in Vegas. My wife's a big Eagles fan, too, and she's been on me to try to get us to go down there.
I would love to do that. Maybe that would be a good thing. Girls, if you're listening to this, your mom would like that for retirement.
There you go. I hope they're listening to you.
That's my favorite band too, as well. So, but
Well, I'm a rolling. Yeah, I love it.
So many good ones in there. Well, TV interests. I know, like I said, I don't even know where you have the time to sit down and watch TV, but when you do, what would be something, maybe some shows you'd be interested in?
You know, I'm not a big show girl,
Okay.
liking that type of thing. I want real documentary, something that's real life. I don't like fake on TV. It's
so you
hard
got
for
the cop shows in where they're chasing somebody,
Yeah,
beating somebody
yeah,
up.
I like
got
that.
it. I got it.
Yeah, crime junkie. I am a big crime junkie. So when I do podcasts, I do podcasts every day, driving back and forth.
Terrific.
I'm not listening to my Eagles. I like crime junkie. But yeah, I'm not really big on that. There's things that I need to be done. Like for me to sit down in my house and to be watching TV, I don't do really that often. There's always something to be done, whether it be
gosh, yeah.
doing laundry, washing the dog. I mean, there's always something. It's not, I just just sit down and relax. And I like working. I do like working. It's a joy for me to work. So for me to go travel and have fun and see the world, no, I want to go with a plan. If I'm traveling, I want to go because I'm going to watch the Cubs play in Chicago. But while I'm in Chicago and watching the Cubs play, I'm going to a conference. There's got to be a reason for why I'm doing or traveling. It's not just to go enjoy the sights.
Have you been to Chicago?
I'm a Cubbies fan.
I was in Chicago over Labor Day. We had an Airbnb a block from the stadium, Wrigley Field. That's a pretty cool place.
You know, all my dogs are named after the Cubs. I've got my Cubby, I've got Hosmer, I've got Maddox, and then I got Steele for Justin Steele, and then Wrigley, he's the English Bulldog that has. So all my dogs, you know, in Brian's headstone, our headstone together, the Cubs signed off on it
It
to
got
have
that
the
on
logo.
there.
So I've got the Cubs logo on my headstone.
Amazing. Yeah, I knew Brian was a huge Cubs fan, so but I didn't know you were as diehard too. So that's great.
Yep. So he's like, babe, if you know, because I got to plan all of that with him still being alive, and I'm like, let's do it. So we sent off, and the Cubs sent us back and said yes, we approve, and we got a nice headstone with.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, after 30 years, you're going to be retiring in June. What has Cowley meant to you? When you stop and think back of all the different positions you've held here at the school, all the different people you've met through the years, the students, the employees, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions around there, but what kind of, in a nutshell, has Cowley meant to you?
Well, you know, I feel as if Cowley's my family. I mean, my family, when Brian moved me here, my family are 2.5, 3 hours away. So, I mean, my family has been Cowley College from the birth of, you know, Hadley to Halston and Hadley both being raised all the way through while I was here. The passing of Brian and the passing of my mom last year, I mean, they've really gone through every stage of my adult life has been here, every stage. So I remember, you know, Sue, you know, Tom's ex-wife, being my boss, and one great thing that she always valued would be my creativity. You know, she would see when I would start getting a little, not giving my cup filled, and she'd be like, Kristi, go do what you need to do and get it filled. And it would usually be high levels of creativity, whether it be, going and doing a student life event that we could go do something fun or whatever. But always in my job at Cowley, the underline is always been like making a difference in people's lives, like whether it be testing for GED and watching people come back for 2 years not being able to pass it, and then finally passing it, and then me seeing them in Dillon's 5 years later, and they're like, Miss Kristi, you remember me? Of course I remember you. Sure. It's so good to see you. Yeah. So making those connections where they just follow you the rest of your life. You have hundreds of people that 30 years is a long time, for one place, and to have gone through so many kids that have gone in and out of your life. I got ordained to be a minister, and during that time, I've had kids that come back and say, Miss Kristi, hey, can you do our wedding? Nick Crane and Katie Hubler. Yeah. They were two kids I was really close to at Cowley, and I just recently, a couple years ago, married them. I've done that several students.
Very cool.
Yeah, so.
I'm sure it's probably good you live in Wichita, though, because I don't know how you would get any grocery shopping done with everywhere you'd go here in town. You'd have someone who runs into you.
You know what? Even if I lived in Ark City, when I was still living here after Brian passed away, I'm all about getting it delivered. People are like, Kristi, you're just so extroverted. And I'm like, I am, but there comes a point in time, too, that I'm like, okay, I got to get my mojo back because I am around people 24/7 all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I can get a little tapped out from it. So I get my groceries delivered, Rama, to my house.
Good for you.
Yes.
Coach, you've been in a similar situation, 30 years at Cowley, and then to make that decision to retire, that's not an easy decision. But what advice would you give to Kristi in retirement, and what you hope she's able to do with her time now that she'll have a little bit of free time?
I'm not much on the advice part of it's free advice, and you know what free advice is. People don't pay attention to it, but just go be you. That's all I'd say. Just press on and enjoy what the hourglass has more sand in the bottom for me than it does in the top. So enjoy every day. Because every day is a new beginning, like you said, so it's fun.
What does the future hold? I guess kind of last thing here. What does the future hold for Kristi Shaw then once you're done here at Cowley? I mean, I'm sure you're still going to want to stay connected to the school. You've still got friends here. I know Stephanie Jones, a real good friend of yours, is going to retire in June as well. So we're going to lose two more great employees here at Cowley, which we hate to see go, but we're happy for you. But so what kind of is your outlook after you leave here from Cowley?
Well, I feel like I feel like I bleed orange. So my life, at Cowley, I still have a lot of my friends, Mandy and, all my people in admissions and Peyton and Lindley and Rebecca and Dawn and all my across the street buddies and all the coaches still hold a huge part of my life. So I don't foresee that much changing as far as maybe I'm not going to be here every day, but I'll still be popping in. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what my life's going to look like. It kind of gives me a little anxiety, to be honest, Rama.
Yeah. Well, I think if people are listening to this
today,
I'm
going to be hustling.
Well, you will be.
Every day I'm hustling. I'm going to be making more money than I'm making now.
Great.
Yeah, I'm just going to be, I just can't wait to just be able to go get up in the morning, drink my coffee, play with my dogs, love on them for a little bit, and then do some consulting and continue to do my coaching and do the event center. I mean, things
Come and see me. I'll analyze you and tell you to decompress. You'll be all right.
You think so?
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Well, I mean, the school will not be the same. I mean, and I think, Coach will agree. It won't. I mean, when we think of Kristi Shaw, we think of just, your positivity. You make me want to go out and do more things and want to do more with my life when I see all the things you're doing.
No, Coach Dave,
She hasn't no motivation skills for her from me. No, I'm out.
Well, you've inspired me just listening to you again today. So
I'll keep working on Coach Day.
Well, Kristi, we sure appreciate you taking the time.
You guys having me on today. So I love you guys.
We love you too. It's been a joy. So everybody, Kristi Shaw, thank you once again.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
Well, and now, it's hard to top that, guys. So this has been amazing to have Kristi join us today. Hope you all enjoyed that. I know I sure did. It's time for the joke of the day. Sorry to ruin everybody's good time. So Kristi's waiting with bated breath here. So, guys, I went to lunch yesterday, and it was at a salad bar here in town. I won't mention which one it was, but I told the guy, I said, hey, your salad's a little bit on the dry side. I just felt it was a situation that needed addressing. So, I don't know. So, I don't know.
I hope you got it accomplished.
Yeah, so I won't be going back to that salad bar anymore, but hopefully that situation has been addressed.
I liked it when you told off air before the show started better,
Yeah.
so that makes you feel better.
Yeah, we keep those for off the air.
Yeah.
But, all right, for the events at Cowley, we've got a lot going on. My goodness. I mean, so many good things to talk about. And Cowley College men's and women's basketball teams, they're going to be back in action at home on Wednesday, 5:30 and 7:30. The men have an important game against a Barton County team that's won 9 in a row and is ranked 17th nationally. It'll be sophomore night. Fans will be admitted free with canned good items. So it's a community night. Please come on out. Pack the place. It'll be important for both teams. Also, we know the men will host a playoff game this Saturday, and they're finalizing things on that. But right now, it looks like that's going to be at 6 o'clock. So there'll be some more basketball this weekend. Also, the Visual and Performing Arts Department will host the main stage play Cyrano on Thursday through Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in the Robert Brown Theater. The Cowley baseball teams, they just split a series at home, their home opening series against Indian Hills. They're going to host Northeast Nebraska in a doubleheader on Friday and a single game on Saturday, with both days' games starting at 1 p.m. Coach, do you know much about Northeast Nebraska?
I have no clue, so be a good day on Saturday. They'll come and watch the baseball game and journey on down to the gym and
That's
watch
right.
Playoff basketball. It should be a fun day.
Should be able to transition right on in from
Absolutely.
baseball into basketball. So
Absolutely.
Coach is right. Tiger wrestling team this morning, we had a send-off for them as they headed out to the national tournament in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Tomorrow there'll be a send-off for the Tiger track and field teams as they're going to head to nationals up at Washburn University in Topeka. And your Lady Tiger softball team will host a doubleheader versus Dodge City on Monday at 1 p.m. So hopefully, weather permitting, it'll be a nice day to come on out, watch some baseball this weekend, watch some softball, cheer on your basketball teams, and also get out to a theater performance.
Good times.
Yeah, a lot going on. So, that was a lot of fun, Coach, getting
I
to talk
enjoyed
with
it.
Kristi.
I enjoyed it.
She's just, she is something else. I mean, like I say, her positivity and energy, I don't know where she has that kind of energy to do all the things she does, but I hope it rubbed off on us today.
We could have turned the lights down low because she brightened everybody's day in here for sure.
She has been a true blessing to Cowley College. We're going to definitely miss her and everything she's added to this school. So once again, thanks to our guest, Kristi Shaw. Thanks to Coach Dave Burroughs. Thanks to Chris Ripley doing all the work to bring this podcast to you. We'll look forward to next week's guest when we're going to have Tiger Booster Club President James Schaefer. And so we'll have a lot to visit with him.
That'll be fun.
Can't wait. So for everybody out there catching today's podcast, we sure appreciate you, and we look forward to having you tune back in again next Tuesday. So thank you once again for everyone here with the Behind the Stripes podcast.